Hey Chris, it's Andy, man. I thought what I might do with this EVP thing is give you just a quick overview, and the easiest way to do that without being in person is just to get you a quick video as well. What I wanted to do, I've got on my screen here, I pulled up several different areas inside of the Employee Value Program that may lend a little bit of insight as to what this program does and some of the things that make it unique to not only us, but usability for Sprint folks, as well as maybe some of the Sprint information. I do have the overview ready for you, and I'm going to send that to Bobby today. I don't know what happened to that from last week and why he didn't get it, but we'll get that squared away. Anyway, let's jump in. The website, as you can see, evpdiscount.com. I know one of the challenges that the other, I guess, BSPs and some of the others is that they have Sprint in the URL. That was a discussion that we had very early on, so we used evpdiscount.com as an area. Another spot inside of this that's unique is the actual login. This is a secure login, so that if you come in here, you can't just go to the sites itself or into the portals or the areas for the particular companies. You have to go in and you put in an email address. The email address actually goes to the back end of the system, and if there happens to be a matching email address, let's say somebody comes from Direct General and they put in directgeneral.com, we know that that's a valid email address. It turns around and sends that guy an email to his office email address and gives him the link to the portal. So not just anybody can come in and put in even a corporate email address and receive access. They have to be sitting at that email address to get the link on the other end. So that's a security feature that we put in a couple of years ago, and to be able to manage that on the back end was quite a bit of work, going through and putting all those in. And each time anybody that comes here and puts one in that's not recognized, then we have a contact email that goes to them for them to contact us about either putting together a portal or talking to their HR department. So I wanted to see kind of the beginning of the site itself. So this would be the only public area that anybody could see, and it doesn't go anywhere for anyone unless they have an actual portal. The second is, I'm going to show you the portal itself, or the websites itself. This is the one that we've created for Direct General Insurance. It's fully customizable. We have a template system on the back end that allows us to create these in about 10 minutes. So we put in the company's logo. It automatically puts in some information about them, the homepage, HR managers. We'll look at some of these pieces in a second. We have the ability for them to go in and start a new service, or if they have an existing account, they want to just add their discount, upgrade a phone, order accessories. We also have the ability to just add the discount, something that happens many times with HR directors is a question of hey, you know, all I want my people to do, what if they already have Sprint and they just want to add the discount? We handle that internally for these guys, so they can just click on one button, gives them the directions to add the discount, or they can call us and we add the discount as well. So they can do their upgrades, or they can start a new service. From here, if they go in and click on the new service key, it has the ability to go in and pull Sprint or Nextel. Everything is coded differently based on what the discounted percentages are for the particular carrier in this case, so to speak. This has all their discounted pricing on their handsets. They can go in and place an order. I won't walk you through all this boring stuff. Pretty generic. Place an order, look at rate plans, etc., etc. This is the feature that I wanted to show you that's not available on most sites, and I don't think is available, or haven't seen it being available in the system that I saw with Sprint. This gives an HR manager the ability to go in and look at information to give to their employees, and many times an HR manager for a big company looks at this as almost a burden for them to be pushing out, and we try to make it as easy as possible. They can download a custom posting, so this tells them copy and paste and email this to your employees, and all they do is just copy this whole section right through here and send it out to their employee base. Gives them a little bit of confidence that they have a little bit of ease in getting this out to their folks. Got email communications. You also have some generic flyers that they can send out, and of course here's the URL that's created and that they post on their intranet inside of their system itself. There's some comparisons and shopping. There's a ton of information in here if people want to know more about mail-in rebates, etc. So that's kind of the generic overview of the system itself from a direct general standpoint. Let me show you. This is a what we call Access EVP, and this is the system that the Sprint employees actually use. So this is where you'll see some names down here that you recognize, Keith Masters and some of those GPOs that we deal with. A lot of these are almost all of these are Sprint employees at some level. Dave Goodridge over at HRG is not, but there's several folks in here that are, and if they log in using their email address and not the one I use for Mandy, they'll only see their particular account's information. So this tracks all the activity within Keith Masters, let's say, account. So to date, Keith's had 54,000 visitors, 6,490 people have actually added the discount. So gotten into that GPO and gotten more tied into Sprint, and this is how many people have actually requested some sort of a new service, and then this would be number of lines actually requested out of this number of people. And then they can go in and dive deeper into their actual statistics depending on what they're trying to look for inside of the system itself. So a lot of these guys use this to give some quick reporting. There's some downloadable reporting in here too that allows them to pull some data information out and give to their management. This is the back-end system that we use, and I wanted to roll through this with you just really quickly to show you kind of how we put the program together. We have the ability to go in and add accounts. Carriers would be the Sprint and the Nextel side, plans, packages, phone specials. We can put all this information into one place. This is what allows us to create a on-the-fly portal for an intranet posting really quickly, because we put the stuff in here, and then of course it's got who the account person is. A lot of these have a CL component as well, so that like if CSX Railroad goes in and orders CL stuff, phones, that CL order actually goes over to the CL account manager within Sprint, and we would just get the IL portion of it. So they're using one portal to do their ordering on both sides, although all the CL orders get funneled to these particular people on the right hand side, where all the IL folks get funneled to either EVP or a particular person in general. But I wanted you to kind of look at the sheer volume of accounts that are set up in this system and out there being used. I mean, we're just on the A's in here, and these are folks that I think there's about 1,200 or 900 or something like that in this particular system. So you can imagine what it's going to take if we even entertain the idea of trying to get these things moved over and put into a different system. Some of these are put together on local accounts. You'll recognize some of these names, and some of them are national accounts. Some of them are used more than others, just depending on where they're coming from. Some of them aren't used at all. They were created, a couple, 3, even 5 years ago, and have just set dormant, and nobody's used them. So what we did a study about 2 months ago where I think it was 364 of these that had activity on them in the last 6 months, either somebody requesting a discount percentage or coming in and actually placing an order. That's just a general, fast little overview of the inside and outside of what the system does. There's custom programming, custom downloadable flyers that these guys have access to. So, this is Trina's accounts that she has in here, U.S. Army. This is how many visitors. She can go in here anytime and pull this information. And she has the ability, as a Sprint employee, to have that email custom message if somebody calls her, have the intranet posting. There's flyers that are pre-made and pre-posted in here. So she wants to just click on this and get a marketing flyer to send to her contact over at these accounts. She can pop in there and do that really quickly. So it's very helpful for these folks within Sprint, and that's something that they can't do outside of this system. I think this is Keith, and he's got a ton of them in here, so it takes a few minutes to load. Let's see, it's still loading. So he's got a ton of stuff in here with VHA, as you can see. We do a lot of work with these folks. Anyway, that's a real quick down and dirty of the system itself. I'd love to give you a deeper overview, either face-to-face or via WebEx, so you can see more in depth of what the order process looks like, or whatever you want to look at, or whatever anybody wants to look at. I'm happy to get it out there and show it to folks. It is unique, and it does a lot of things that some of these other systems out there do not do. So we want to get it in within compliance and keep the thing rocking and rolling. So I'll get you the list. Probably have that no later than tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and then hopefully this video helps a little bit. Thanks, pal. Bye-bye.